That was a perfect smoke ring that came out of one of the side air holes of my plume veil. That was cool. I don't think I've done that before. What's up? It's Terrible Vapor. I've got another review for you today. And today we're going to be reviewing... It's a beta vape. I haven't reviewed a beta vape in quite a while. I'm looking at Betamorphs Beta Virus. Can I say beta anymore? Yeah, I can. Now, it's been quite a while since we've reviewed anything from Betamorph, and in that time, they've gone through a good amount of changes, and one of them is these glass bottles. These are optional, but I know DJ Betamorph is trying to push these, and the deal with these glass bottles, he has amber bottles too, at least, yeah, he still has them. He's trying to push these to help preserve the flavor, and it's also in an effort to market his juice as a more premium line juice. Think the TKO premium line, he's trying to push his juice more in that direction, which in my opinion was needed. If you've ever had Beta Vape, you'll know that it's a very high quality vape. It's a very smooth, very nice vape. Almost all of their flavors appeal to me, which is unheard of. I am pretty flavor picky, and for me to have a line, a company that can make so many flavors that appeal to me is just astronomical. And the quality is there. DJ spends countless hours taking back feedback from customers, consulting with local vape groups, and perfecting his flavors and crafting them perfectly. So it was only right for him to market his juice as a premium line. With that being said, his prices did change a little bit. I honestly don't remember what they were before, but I know they have changed. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look at Beta Virus. Now, what does Beta Virus taste like? Here's the kicker. For those of you who know, who've followed along through my entire review career, Beta Virus is described as a hookah shisha flavor. For those of you who don't get that, and I'm assuming that's the majority of you, I started off reviewing hookah products, hookah flavors, things of that nature. And I was a very heavy hookah smoker. I did it almost religiously. 6-7 days a week, 2 bowls a day. I mean, hookah is what I did, and that's where I started reviewing. It was only once I picked up vaping that I stopped smoking hookah, switched over to that, and started reviewing vape products. Even then, I was apprehensive on it. But back to the hookah smoking thing. I had smoked so many flavors out of my hookahs, and I had just gotten to know them so well that going over to vaping was a weird change. I wasn't sure how they'd compare, and everything is different. And if you've never had a hookah before, or never smoked out of a hookah before, I'd recommend trying it just once, see what it's like. So when I heard that Betamorphs put out a hookah shisha flavor, I had to try it, and I want to give my feedback today. So now I have vaped a vast majority of this Beta Virus, but I saved the very last for a review. I'm going to drip it onto my plume, or into my plume veil. I'm running dual zipper coil still at 0.11 if memory serves correctly. God, what would that be like if that number just changed every review? I don't remember what I said they were in the last review. I'm pretty sure it's 0.11. In a plume veil, chuff cap, set wide open. Terlan slot mech mod, and we're going to give this a go, see how she vapes. Also, just put in a fresh battery. When it comes to hit on this, it's got that classic Betamorph hit, at least for me. I don't know if anybody else gets this, but a lot of the Betamorph flavors I get have a real nice solid punch, and it's right here in the chest. To me, I love it. It's a hard hit, and it's something I can't really find anywhere else. I can, but it's not quite the same. The hit on this is a 4 out of 5, and like I mentioned earlier, it is a chest hit. Now, as far as the taste and taste strength goes on this, the taste strength is pretty strong. It's about an 8.5 out of 10, maybe a 9. Maybe an 8. I'm going to say 8.5 is where I'm going to put this safely. And the taste itself is incredibly unique. It's the best way to describe this. Does it taste like shisha tobacco? Yes, it does. But here's the deal with that. Because shisha tobacco comes in many different flavors. What shisha tobacco exactly does it taste like? Well, in my hookah reviews, for those of you who hadn't seen, first off, let's start with, it tastes to me like classic Starbuzz, and I'm going to say it's a sweeter one, that's sure, but hookah tobacco is sweet. Let's expand on that a little bit more. Starbuzz as a brand took a sharp decline in, I want to say, about 2012, in my opinion. Starbuzz just kind of, the brand grew, but the flavors lowered in quality. And I could taste more chemicals in them. To me, they went downhill. Before that, though, Starbuzz produced some pretty good shisha. It was delectable. Excellent. I love Starbuzz. I did at the time. So it does taste like a Starbuzz shisha. That's what we had kind of concluded. I spoke with a few other employees at the shop as to what they thought it tasted like. And we're getting a Starbuzz type flavor. As for the other flavor, though, it's almost like Melon Blue, kind of. Melon Blue is a kind of like a candy blueberry honeydew flavor. So I'm getting a candy blueberry honeydew flavor, but I'm also getting a very interesting tobacco note. Now, I'm weird with my tobaccos. I really picky on them. And here's the deal with this. It's not like a tobacco I've had before. There's something about this, and I can't pinpoint it. I could not pinpoint it if I tried. There's something about this that is just strikingly unique, and it's blowing my mind. And it's amazing how accurate this is. When I tasted this, I said, yeah, that's a shisha flavor. I tested it in the shop, and it's right there. That is a shisha flavor, alright. And it's incredible. I can't believe how close this is. So for you hookah smokers, or if you came from hookah over to vaping, Betavirus. Try it. For those of you who weren't hookah smokers, it's still worth a shot. It's a very interesting, very unique vape. In a good way, though. I have to say that I do enjoy this flavor quite a bit, and I don't think I'll find another one like it. And that tobacco flavor it's almost like a rich cigar. It's like a rich cigar with, like I said, Melon Blue, which is candy blueberry and honeydew. That's what I'm getting out of this. And it makes for a very interesting, incredible vape that is unmatched. But for me, this is not an all-day vape. This flavor for me is too strong to be an all-day vape. This is a great, I guess, not occasional vape. I keep it in my rotation, but I can't vape on it consistently. I have to switch it out with something else, otherwise it just gets too overpowering. Like I said, this is a very strong, very rich flavor. Think of it almost like a very rich fudge. You can't have too much of it. That's how I see this. It's just so rich and so strong that I have to keep rotating this out. And I'm finding now that after a 30 mil, I've got to take a break from it because it's just so powerful. That being said, it's still very, very good, but it's rich, it's bold, it's fulfilling, and one 30 mil will do the trick. When it comes to my final rating on Betavirus, even with it being so strong, I can't help but throw this a 10 out of 10, and here's why. Normally that too powerful rating would be enough to drop it down to a 9 or a 9.5. But it's just too accurate. It's too good and too accurate. Yes, it is very rich and very bold and very strong. And it's definitely not an all-day vape, in my opinion. This is all subjective. And I can't vape it all day, and I don't see a whole lot of people who really could. Maybe you can if you like rich cigars and really like hookah. That might be your thing. I can't do it all day. But it's just far too accurate to give it anything less than a 10. He nailed this. And if I remember seeing correctly, and I might be wrong on this, so don't quote me, if I remember correctly, this flavor was in a beta phase for quite a while, and no pun intended with that. But if I remember seeing everything correctly, he took a long time in this flavor to make sure it was absolutely perfect. And the final result is just mind-blowing with how good and how close this is, that I can't justify not giving it a 10 rating. So, Betavirus. Accurate beyond reason to a hookah shisha. Very, very, very close to, if not dead on, to an old style Starbuzz before, in my opinion, they went downhill. And he nailed one of their most popular flavors. So, props to Deej. He put effort into this. With that being said, this is not a flavor for everyone. This is a very rich, bold flavor. This flavor is in your face. It's very unique. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. But with how rich and how bold it is, it might be too much for some people. Just keep that in mind. If you're interested in purchasing this flavor, I recommend trying it, don't get me wrong. But know that you're getting a very rich, bold vape that I haven't found anywhere else. Just remember that. This has been Terrible Vapor. Thanks for watching. Keep vaping, happy vaping, and stay smoky.